What is up, everybody? Welcome to Trades, where we get technical analysis on different stocks in the stock market, as well as potential buy, hold, or sell opinions on these given stocks. I'd like to preface by saying that I am not a financial advisor nor expert, so take what I say with a grain of salt. The reason that I started this channel is because a couple of years back, I was about $30,000 deep in some pretty bad medical debt, and I was very fortunate to have some close family, friends, and mentors that pushed me to work really hard and invest my money in the market. And I am happy to say that not only am I now financially free, but I'm doing pretty well for myself at the age of 23. So if I can pass along any of the information, resources, or tools to you guys, make the community a little bit better off than it was before, that's all a guy can ask for. And I'm telling you, I was a nutrition major in college. I have my undergraduate in nutrition. I'm telling you, anybody can do this. So if you don't think you can, let that be the motivation that you need. Lastly, if you would not mind dropping a like on the video, it really does help support the channel. And consider subscribing if you'd like to see more content like this, as I do post videos every single day. Now, today's video is ticker symbol PTE, Polarity Incorporated. This was brought up to me by one of the patrons over at the Patreon. And just to, give a couple shout outs, we do have Matthew, Ollie, Kenneth, Jonathan, Ryan, Work, Nathan, Young Devil, Michael, Ryan. Thank you guys so much for the support. It really does mean a lot. They will have access to the private Discord, which is where this stock was brought up, as well as real-time insight to my personal trading. Now, PTE is looking really nice for a couple of different reasons, but we're going to give you a brief overview on what the company is, just in case you are not aware. Polarity is a biotech company developing and commercializing regenerative tissue products and biomaterials. The firm products include Skin TE Cryo, Skin TE POC PTE 11,000, Osteo TE, and Real-Time Assistant. Its Skin TE product is commercially available for the repair, reconstruction, replacement, and supplementation of skin in patients who have a need for treatment of acute or chronic wounds, burns, surgical reconstruction events, scar revision, or removal of dysfunctional skin grafts. And right now, guys, the biopharmaceutical sector in the market is so hot. Oh man, it's killing. JAGX is done absolutely phenomenal. OCGN, we made a good profit off of it in this channel. BioNano, we made a good profit off of in this channel, and the trend looks to continue. And the reason that I'm bringing this stock up to you is because I do think it has a lot of upside, and I personally have a position that I will disclose to you in just a minute in this stock in anticipation for Monday. So PolarityTE is set to present at the H.C. Wainwright Virtual BioConnect 2021 conference. A biotech company developing regenerative tissue products and biomaterials announced today that it will present at the H.C. Wainwright Virtual BioConnect Conference on January 11th, 2021. This article was posted on the 5th. A webcast of the presentation will be available on January 11th, beginning at 6 a.m. Eastern Time, and that would be 5 a.m. if you live in Minnesota or anywhere in the Midwest, and can be accessed in the news and media events section of Polarity's website at this website link. And I will leave a link to this in the description box down below if you are interested. But they are set to present on some different biotech that they are working on, and I do anticipate, if this goes well, that there will be a massive surge in PTE, and I don't think necessarily that it's going to be too late, right? We do have a huge surge in volume today, which is, way above the average volume trending on this stock. And I think if you get in on this, you're going to beat the hype, guys. There's not a lot of talk happening with ticker symbol PTE right now, from what I've seen, and I think it's got a potential for a massive run up. I did get into this stock at $1.03 dollar cost average. I will show you just to be transparent. $1.03. I do have about 3,100 shares, currently sitting up about 15%, $460, and I do think there is still potential with this stock, which is why I am bringing it up to you right now. So let's take a look at the technicals. I do have the 1-month chart pulled up, as well as the 1-day, 1-minute chart. We're going to talk about current levels of resistance and support, the 200-period EMA, the exponential moving average, which is an average valuation trend cost on the stock over a 200-day period, as well as the VAMA, the volume adjusted moving average, over a 20-day period. And this takes into consideration the overall volume of the stock and gives you a weighted average valuation trend on that as well. We'll talk about the RSI indicator, and then a macroscopic and microscopic view if you're looking for a swing or day trade on this, as well as opportunities for a mid to long-term investment. So we do currently have a solid support level hanging around right around 85 cents. We did gap up in the pre-market, and it does look like we are going to hold that pretty decently well if you look at the charts right here. So I think the next pretty solid level of support is going to be right around here at about $1.11. I'm really liking how that looks right now on the charts. And then the overlying theme of resistance, we're currently sitting right around $1.25 is what we peaked at right now in today's price action. Now, there is a pretty bullish indicator that I'm seeing on the charts right now, and that is the crossover between the 200 EMA and the 20-day volume-adjusted moving average. And whenever you see the VAMA cross up over the EMA, that is a very bullish sign. And you can see, obviously, if you had gotten in on that price point at 68 cents, you'd be sitting up absolutely filthy right now. You'd be doing really well for yourself, 100% growth easily, as long as this does continue its trend, just shy of 100% growth. And I do see this continuing its bullish run, just based on the news that we know and how the technical analysis and the charts are looking right now. RSI indicator, we are currently sitting in overbought territory. Anything over 70 is overbought. Anything under 30 is oversold. And typically when we look at how this stock reacts to overbought territory, it does trend pretty neutral, right around 50. We did have a pretty severe spike right here, down to 30. But overall, if we look at the trend, it does remain pretty consistent. The amount of positions that are being held is strong, which leads me to believe that this is not just a pump and dump stock. I think there are people who do believe in this long term or as a midterm investment at the very least. So the harshness of the pullbacks doesn't seem to be too bad, and you can see that right now. When we do peak out, it does bounce back, but doesn't get back too much of the valuation. Right, peaked out here at 75 cents, came back down to 66 cents. So that's not too harsh, right? So with that in mind, when it does spike up, if you are looking at this as a mid to long-term investment, historically speaking, the pullback hasn't been too bad. So you can know to expect that for the future. The volume obviously is very abnormal. This is a huge bump. And honestly, if I'd seen this 3 days ago, I probably would have entered in at about this point, because we do see, a bump in volume about 2 times as much. And if you follow the channel, you know that I pay extremely close attention to volume, because unusual trading volume is not an accident. It's because people know something's happening with the stock, and that's a sign to do some due diligence, figure out what's going on, why the stock is seeing the traction that it is, and if it's worth getting into. And I do very strongly believe the stock is worth getting into. So very solid gap between the 20-day VAMA and the 200 EMA. I'm really liking the price action here. Extremely bullish right now. I would not be surprised whatsoever if we close the day, around $1.40, $1.50, just based on how harsh the movement was, earlier in the day. Looking very strong. And there is something that I saw on the one-day chart. We'll move over to the one-day chart now, just to give you an idea, that I really liked, and this is a bullish indicator that you can watch for in the future. So if we draw a trend line down from the top of this peak right here, and then a trend line up from the bottom of this dip, you can see that we formed a pretty solid wedge, right? And this is a very bullish indicator on a stock. When you ever see this kind of ascending wedge, right, this tightening of price action, that is a sign that there's pressure from buyers, a lot of buying pressure to shoot the stock price up. And when you see that compression, it's almost always a sign that you're about to see a stock pop off. And sure enough, we did see that happen right here, right? So we did touch up at $1.25, currently trading at about $1.17, not doing too bad on the day. Now, if you're looking to get into this stock as a mid to long-term investment, watch for a pullback. I don't know if 85 cents is realistic, so we will drop another line of current support with the after hours and pre-market trading, sitting right here at about 97 cents. And we did test that out very closely in the regular market hours. So you can see that's a pretty strong acting level of support. So if you're looking to get into the stock as a mid to long-term investment, watch for the pullback. I can't guarantee it'll happen, right? I can't predict the future. I can't predict the market, but just based on what we're seeing on the charts, that is reasonable. More likely, though, is the support and resistance levels that we're seeing on the one-day chart, right? So you might want to shift your focus over here if you're a mid to long-term investor. This is more geared towards day or swing traders. I am going to hold this as a swing trade into Monday, just based on what I know is going to happen with that webinar. If it does go well, we should see some pretty intense price action in the pre-market. So we do have support at 97 cents. Followed by previous resistance, which is now an acting level of support, sitting right around here at $1.08. And then lastly, if we want to include the pre-market, price action, we are looking at about $1.10. So that's kind of where we're sitting right now with current support levels if you're looking for an entry into the stock. And we are kind of hovering around that right now, retesting this level of support at $1.10. And then current resistance sitting here right around $1.25. So if you're looking to day or swing trade the stock, personally, I would not short it. I think you're going to be trading against the momentum and the overall bullish trend. So be very cautious and make sure you mitigate your risk if you are going to short this stock. It's very easy to get burned when you're not trading with the grain per se. But if you are going to short it, watch for a bounce off of $1.25 and maybe write it down to $1.10 as you could have done here, or possibly a breakthrough $1.10. I find that less likely, right? That it's more likely that we're going to continue to see this bullish run. But if you do, I'd keep it pretty short, right? If you're going to short the stock, try and get in at the all-time highs, as usually a price correction will come, at least in the short term. So that is an option here. As a day trade, these are the levels of support that we're currently looking at. If you entered in right now at $1.10, you could pretty very easily ride it up to $1.25. And if we push through that resistance, ride it for even longer than that until you see a pullback similar to this, in which case I would exit your trade, right? So we're looking very solid on the day. I am very bullish on this stock. I am long on the stock, and as I said and did show you, I have a position just so that you know that I do have skin in the teeth with you as well, and that may lead you to believe I have a bias. However, just based on the information that we're seeing, this is what I'm seeing on the stock. It does look extremely bullish on the charts. We do have a solid news catalyst coming up on Monday, and I think there is a lot of opportunity here to make a solid buck off of PTE. And if you're in JagX, I think it's going to have some pretty similar price movements just based on, because JagX has a webinar on Monday too, right? And it's doing pretty similar things. So I would not be surprised whatsoever with PTE shooting up to that $2 range by Monday. That is my price target. However, I will be very happy with anything, between a 30 to 50 to 70% margin of return on the stock. That is absolutely phenomenal. So I get asked a lot, hey Trey, at what point should I exit my trade? Well, it's all about, what your trading strategy is first off, right? A mid to long-term investment you're going to hold for a long period of time, but as a day or swing trader, we're in it for a business, right? We're not gambling. We're not trying to say, okay, I'll sell at this point, and then it hits this price, and then you decide to hold because you think it's going to go higher. Well, it may go higher, right? And if it does keep riding up, then ride it. But if you're seeing some consolidation action or possible selling pressure, exit your trade, right? Lock in profits. When you cash in these lump sum, pennies here, pennies there, dimes here, dimes there, over time, you're going to find that you have a solid portfolio and you're just going to build yourself up for the future. We're not going to hit 100% margin returns on every single stock, guys. This one has potential to do that, but it might not, right? It was just previously less than $1. So the risk is high, but locking in profits and just making sure that you take what's on the table. That way you're not walking away pissed off because, oh crap, I could have been out of the stock up 50%, but now I'm sitting at up 5% or even down, right? We never want to be in that situation. So locking in profits is always the right thing to do. If you're questioning, I don't know if I should stay in this trade, there might be more upside, but it might drop, that's probably a sign, right? Your gut's probably telling you, take the money. You might miss out on profits, but I guarantee you, every single day there's opportunity in the market to make more money. So you're never going to be wishing that you had that extra money, but you are going to wish that you had money you lost, right? So just make sure that you learn that lesson. I learned it the hard way. My first 10 day or swing trades, right? I probably lost 7 of them. And that's just a lesson that you almost have to learn through losing. And I hope that was beneficial to you. That is my viewpoint on day or swing trading. So that is what I have for you. If you enjoyed the video, please drop a like. It really does help support the channel. And consider subscribing if you'd like to see more content like this, as I do post videos every day. And lastly, I have an affiliate link in the description box down below for TubeBuddy. Now, TubeBuddy is an SEO optimization website that I personally pay a $9 per month membership fee for, and I highly attribute this to growing from 0 to 3,000 subscribers in 22 days. So if you are a content creator or are looking to become one, I could not recommend this highly enough. It helps get your videos into the eyes of your intended audience, and if you use my link, I will receive a commission off of your purchase. So it is a great way to support the channel, and if you're not interested, I'm just glad to have your guys' time and your support in that way. So thank you for watching the video. I'll see you all next time, my friends, and peace.